the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Today we've got a fun little clash in the AFC, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank.
They go play action now. Lawrence firing quickly. It's incomplete.
Intended
second and 10.
Range. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Open man is Myers. Well, he stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Now Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Jaguars. First and 10 at the 40.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line. They'll try the left side with ETN. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bills' 40-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. ETN once more. And he's going to be hemmed in and blocked down right at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle. But when he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Lawrence. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying if he can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Throwing now is Allen. Open now is Palmer. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8 yards gain, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 41, here's 2nd and a couple. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that went quite well.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
They run it again with Cobb. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1 yard pickup on 1st.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And here now is the Jaguars' all-time leading scorer in another uniform. He had over 1,000 points for the Jags, Josh Scobie. Prater's kick is good. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. A solid stiff arm. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Yeah, they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Thomas has got it. Complete.
Complete to Brian Thomas Jr. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Straight ahead, ETN. Already stopped at about the 38 after a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. A loss of a yard, and it brings out 4th.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This will be fielded at the 17. The 45. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Just shutting him off there. And he's got this down to the 45. 16 yards right off the bat. And a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's 2nd and 10. Cooks will come in motion right. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
3rd and 5. Allen going to throw. And he's caught. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
1st down. A gain of 13 yards. 1st down.
Another
Bills.
nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's brought down at the 15.
We talked about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And the Bills are going to have a first and goal as he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
That's another Bills. First down. First and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Palmer from 6 yards away. And the Bills are able to widen their advantage.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Jaguars nothing.
So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And able to get this out to the 25. The Jaguars getting set to go. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
All my people now, on what I love. Ooh, baby, it's dangerous. Your problems are just not the same to us. We're dealing with things you ain't seen before. We're feeling the weight of our ancestors. We're healing with ways that don't last too long. What happens the time in the obvious? No help for the weak.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll look to ETN to start things out. Now he's loose at the 40. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 74 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Now the extra point.
For the extra point.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Makes the score.
One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Here's a Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
But there wasn't much there in that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Allen shoves him aside. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there. As that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down. To throw, it's Allen. Open man downfield is Davis. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 2 choke plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Allen to throw it. Setting up the screen for Cook. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
At the 10-yard line.
Now Allen. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Palmer with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills are able to extend their lead. In the second quarter and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Prater on to add the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. That time 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. The Jaguars offense and Travis Etienne set to take over once again. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd and 6. Lawrence will throw. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. And the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route. There plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
1st and 10 here, and if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Second down and 3. And to throw again is Lawrence. It's Myers again with another catch. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's good for Jaguars. First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. It is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Halftime coming up. Let's get you downstate an hour or two to Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 to score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Oh, good move. Out come the Bills now as they go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
To the air, Allen. Incomplete. It's Palmer. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. They'll try the middle with Cook. A good space to operate there as he takes his down inside the 45-yard line. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. You have to be a little careful. You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for our offense.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Allen now looks to throw. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's fourth down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
A 38-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Real quick. Whole squad on that rail. 0 to 100, real quick. Real quick. 0 to 100.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Off play action, he'll throw to start the drive. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The lines move there. Look like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
ETN up the middle. Oh, look at the juke. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And even 100 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's Lawrence to throw. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one they pick up a 15 for Jacksonville.
Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Unfortunately, this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Looking to throw, Lawrence. A short throw there to Strange. And he brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. One thing I think it's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now Lawrence to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Thomas. And he will have the Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Jaguars first down.
In a 2-score game, obviously every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
That's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really work downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Handoff running left is ETN. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the 2nd half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Lawrence. And Thomas has it. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Well, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Brown from 19 yards away. And the Jags have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, and now remember all All touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it's De'Ami Brown who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Jaguar team now as they run up and send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slimly, second half they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then of course by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Allen. And complete right side to Cook. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From the 46, here's 2nd down and a yard. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. If you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. his fullback.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. It's actually utilized more of a scat back in this spot because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.